Hey guys, how's it going? LFCarry here, and today we're going to provide you with a comprehensive guide for completing the Deepstone Crypt raid in Destiny 2. In our previous video, we covered all the exciting new stuff and baddies that you're now able to collect and kill in Beyond Light. So be sure to check that out if you haven't already. Oh, but before we get into things, this raid completion stream and tips were provided to us by baddies from our Russian pro player team, so please don't mind the Russian interface. Now, let's get to it then. Deepstone Crypt flows around 3 different team roles: Operator, Scanner, and Suppressor. These roles are known as augments. Players can take on any role by picking up a dropped item from Operator, Hacker, and Suppressor Vandals. Taking on a specific role will get you a hologram-like icon above your shoulder. All roles are present in every encounter except for the Suppressor one. That one is only available on the 3rd and 4th encounters. The roles are quite simple. The primary focus of Operators, which are indicated by a red icon, is to shoot different raid mechanics to trigger events. Scanners, well, scan, and figure out which encounter elements the team needs in order to succeed. They're labeled with a yellow icon. Suppressors allow the team to continue on with encounter mechanics while they stun bosses in the 3rd and 4th encounters, and they've got a blue icon. Players can trade around roles by using augmentation terminals in each encounter by depositing and picking them up. Desolation, locating the Deepstone Crypt. Our raid introductory section starts in Eventide Ruins. Here you'll need to proceed straight, clear all the ads, and go through the door at the end. After a tiny airlock, you'll ultimately enter Desolation. Watch out for the surrounding blizzard. Staying too long in it will debuff you with frostbite. After 10 stacks guarantees your death, while the heat bubbles grant you and your team shelter from the storm buff, which brings down those frostbite stacks with time. So, pay attention, and make sure you and your team utilize the heat bubbles as shelter, clearing the ads around each bubble and making it through the area and staying alive till the end. If you need to go back to a checkpoint and help your teammates, you can do so by choosing to transmat in the middle safe bubbles. Once you reach the final bubble, you'll discover some brigs standing at its defense. After clearing them, you'll need to make your way through a small airlock and a series of tunnels that'll lead you to Restricted. Proceed on your way and you'll reach the Deepstone Crypt entrance. Once you're in, make a right and you'll be at the next encounter. Restricted, disable crypt security. The room here is divided into 3 distinct sections: light, which is the lit side, dark, unlit, and below. The light and dark sides have 4 windows that players will use to view the keypads below. For this encounter, you'll need to have your operator down in the basement shooting at keypads, while your scanners up top act as guides. Your operator will start this encounter by picking up the buff from any of the augmentation terminals. After that, a hacker vandal will spawn in the dark section, from whom you can pick up the scanner buff. The scanner needs to peer through the windows and detect the 2 glowing keypads. Once those are memorized, the scanner role needs to be passed over to the other side using the augmentation terminal. Once your team has located all 4 keypads, your operator can shoot the keypads by the central doors and go below. Keep in mind that the doors won't open if someone else is with the operator, so only he can proceed forward. At this point, the scanners will have to guide the operator to the 4 keypads that need shooting. There's a time limit of 1 minute to shoot all the necessary keypads, otherwise the operator will be killed by means of incineration. You'll know that you've shot the right ones because they'll emit a sound and an operator icon. When that's done, the 6 top fuses will be exposed, marking the start of the DPS phase. The operator will need to quickly use the augmentation terminal located in the front of the stairs at the center of below and swap their role with the scanner. The scanner's job is to check the 6 small fuses found below the top ones and call out glowing ones for the top team to shoot. But he has to be quick because the top fuses become shielded again after a short wait. You're going to clear the encounter by repeating the last step until each fuse is destroyed. To make it out alive, your operator needs to shoot the keypads next to the doors to release himself. When this encounter is over, a door leading to the next one will unlock in the dark section. Clarity Control. Defeat attracts 1. The Clarity Control encounter will start as soon as someone from your team walks through the orb across the entrance. Your time in this encounter will be split across 2 areas, ground and space, from which you'll need 2 teams of 3, a ground and space team. The major part of this encounter will take place in space, as well as the final stand. There will be an Operator Vandal spawning in the ground area, and a Hacker Vandal in space with 3 Sentinel Servitors appearing in each zone. The space team can go up using the launch pods, or first take the operator role, then go up and take the scanner role too. Once both roles are acquired, both teams will need to take down all 3 of the Sentinel Servitors in their respective areas to proceed with the encounter. At this point, the Attracts 1 replicants will start casting a wipe mechanic, so your space-based scanner will need to monitor and see which one of them is glowing yellow and let your team know that only that replicant must be attacked. Once it's dead, it'll turn into a purple cloud that needs to be picked up. Using the augmentation terminals in the room, your scanner will need to transfer his role to the ground team so that their scanner can figure out which Attracts 1 replicant is glowing and signal to take it down. The players who picked up the purple clouds that the downed replicant left will find themselves with the Attracts 1 replication debuff at a 42-second timer, after which an Attracts 1 copy will respawn on top of the players and take down the fire team. So, they need to head over to space so that the operator can shoot the glow above the debuffed player, resetting the timer. As soon as the 2 Attracts replicants have been taken down in each section, the 4 players that picked up their debuffs will have to gather in front of the 4 airlocks in space so that the operator can open the airlocks by shooting the keypad and then shoot their debuffs off before their timer runs out. Sentinel Servitors will then spawn together with Attracts 1 replicants. You're gonna have to repeat these steps to get the final stand, which takes place in space. At this point, your team will head up there for a rapid-fire version of the encounter. Luckily, you won't need to fight any replicants. The scanner will need to signal which Attracts replicant is glowing so the team can take it down. Proceed with this until you take down the boss. Once he's down, a door on the right side of space will open for you, signaling that the encounter is over. Rapture. Prevent Europa's destruction. In addition to the scanner and operator roles, the suppressor one is now available. In this encounter, you'll have to juggle some nuclear cores and deposit them to push the encounter forward. At the start, vandals for each role will spawn. After picking the roles up, the scanner will check to see which of the 4 central bins are glowing. Here's where your runners are going to be depositing the nuclear cores. To start doing that, the operator will spawn nuclear cores for them by shooting keypads, next to the left or right of the core station, while the suppressor stands under one of the 3 security drones at ready to shoot Taniks. 2 players will be picking up the nuclear cores and depositing them at the center of the room. Players that carry these cores will get a radiation debuff that stacks up to 10 times. So you don't die from the radiation, you'll need to call out your stacks to the team so someone can pick up your core when they're getting too high. Though, keep in mind that it takes a long time for the stacks to go down, so watch out when you pick up a new core. While your team is carrying the cores, the suppressor needs to focus on shooting the Taniks from beneath the 3 security drones. They will stun him and provide an opportunity to deposit the nuclear cores into the glowing bins. Deposit only 1 core in each bin. In doing so, you'll see a progress bar advance under each one, disabling a random augment. Your teammate affected by this needs to drop the augment over at the augmentation station, so someone else can pick it up. You're gonna have to repeat this 5 more times to unlock a hatch in the center of the room. Once you're in, sprint to the end of the hallway as the final door leading to the end of the encounter is slowly closing. Not making it in time will wipe the fire team. Oh, and because Taniks is going to be running right after you, and if he catches you, well, that's an insta-kill right there. Once you're through, the station will crash land on Europa, and you can enjoy finding the loot chest to the left of the wreckage. You finally made it to the raid's final encounter. Good job. The mechanics of this part are exactly the same as the last one, but things are just a little more complex. The battle arena is divided into spawn, blue, and orange sections. Each of them has 2 deposit bins, just like the last encounter. They're located to the right and left. To start the encounter, just shoot or run past the piles of rubble at the center of the arena. Once it starts, you'll need to take down the augmented vandals in all sections of the arena and pick roles. Your scanner will have to make his way through the sections and see which bins are glowing. At one point, Taniks is gonna let loose his meteor attack. This is when you need to shoot at his thrusters. The fire team will be wiped out if 2 of his thrusters aren't destroyed timely. Each of them drops a nuclear core. The players handling the nuclear cores need to remember to switch them around so they don't die from the radiation debuff at 10 stacks. Be very careful with this, because Taniks will sometimes trap someone holding a core in a purple sphere. An operator can free them by shooting the spheres. Oh, and don't get too close to your operator if you're running around with a core. You wouldn't want to be trapped in there with him, with no way to be free. While all this is happening, the suppressor needs to be shooting Taniks from underneath the security drones and stunning him when all 3 drones are activated. While he's stunned up, the players with the cores can deposit them in their respective bins. When a random player in your team has their augment disabled, swap with them quickly using the augmentation terminals. When all 4 cores are deposited, get ready, because this is when the DPS phase starts. Taniks will summon 2 arc domes next to him. Watch out and avoid the debris that flies around the outermost dome. To DPS Taniks, you're gonna need to stand in between the outer and inner domes. Standing inside the center dome will inflict damage and also probably kill you. Also, Taniks will sometimes knock back the entire fire team, so be prepared to jump away when he's about to do this. When you get Taniks below 15% of his HP, he'll start teleporting around the entire arena and attacking relentlessly. This is when you need to dish out enough damage to take him down before he takes down your fire team. It's quite a battle, but worth it. Just check out these intense emotions of joy that our friends experienced when they took him down and passed the raid.
Убили! Запишите, чуваки. Куда я убилишку уже пиздил? Думаете, что войдем? Тут каждый единый сейчас валял, чуваки.
Once Taniks is dead and the encounter is done, the final raid chest will spawn in the orange section of the arena. This is a unique one because it allows you to pick the reward you would like to receive and pay spoils of conquest to get a crypto cache containing your desired loot. Well, that does it for the Deepstone raid. We hope you enjoyed this guide. Please let us know what you thought about the raid in the comments below. If you're interested in amazing future Destiny 2 content, then be sure to subscribe to our channel and be the first to know when a new video drops. Oh, and remember, LFCarry is always available and ready to help you overcome the most challenging in-game raids, activities, and bosses. Powering through raids and exciting Destiny 2 Beyond Light content is 10 times more fun and rewarding with a bunch of great pro players who know exactly what to do to cover your back. This has been LFCarry, and I'll see you next time.